AyoGG, welcome to a brand new episode of the AyoGG podcast, in which, as always, in the special edition, we are talking about the newest episode of Queendom Puzzle. Today, episode number 4. And before I give you a little disclaimer, let me introduce the person I'm doing this with. Payne, welcome once again.
Hey.
Hello. So, maybe you will see that this episode got released a day later than normally. I apologize for that. That is on me. I wasn't able to record this as we normally do. So now we had to push it back one day. I'm really sorry for that. And I'll try to make it happen that this does not happen ever again. Okay? So, I'm not going to do a pinky promise here because for safety. But okay. So what happened in episode number 4? We started off with the rest of the remix battles and jumped right. Oh, wait, before I do this, one more disclaimer for all of you. Today, probably will be one of the, if not the saltiest episode of the podcast. That much I can promise you from my end. Just to prepare you emotionally for what's going to happen, okay? So, Shutdown. Originally, of course, by Blackpink. What happened here in the preparation for the performance? Well, we had overall an actually pretty smooth part distribution. We have Sangha doing Lisa's part, Rina doing Jisoo's part, Faye doing Rose's part, and Huiso doing Jennie's part. Even though I remember that both of us were quite confused when suddenly Faye was the one doing Rose. When they distributed this, it felt like it was so obvious. For me, it wasn't. I saw Faye more in the Jennie part, but we still got it in the end. But interestingly, after this relatively smooth part distribution, it looked like Huiso also saw it a bit differently and more like we did. Because she actually wanted to have the parts that Faye got in the end. The reason for that is not that she really wanted to be the main vocal, the way she said it, but that she wanted to do the high notes that were added into the song. So, in the end, it was only about the high notes for her. And we had a bit of a back and forth between the girls, and in the end, Rina and Sangha decided between them who should become the main vocal, and it in the end stayed with Faye, and which first looked maybe a bit bitter if you look at it, seeing that Rina was one of the people deciding Faye to be the that Faye should be the main vocal and not Huiso. It got quite sweet afterwards, actually, because after we saw Rina and Huiso sitting outside of a building with, coincidentally, a camera on them and mics still on. So what a luck we have that this situation happened. But it was actually quite cool because we saw Rina sitting there and comforting Huiso and kind of stating the reason for why she decided to put Huiso in the Jennie parts, because she said, "I think you are the only one that can pull off the intro." Huiso is by now quite infamous, I would say, for her handling of the intros. So it's kind of understandable, actually, for me that they decided to put her into the intro part. I still, at the end of the day, you could still have given her the high notes, but Faye still does the rest of the main vocal parts. Like, if it's only about that, I don't see why it is like 100% or nothing. But in the end, maybe it's just for the drama. Maybe there was an Mnet staff sitting behind the camera and was like, nope. If you're doing the main vocal, doing everything. I don't know, I could imagine that. But it was quite sweet to see them interact together. And in the end, come to the conclusion that this may actually be the best idea. Now, I'm asking you, of course, was it really the best idea to not let Huiso do the high note and overall the main vocal parts?
Well, so Shutdown, I guess we said this before in the last episode that this is not our most favorite song of Blackpink, right? It's
Pretty damn far from it, actually. Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I was really curious how they will do it. Overall, I have to say, or like what we said as well was these four, like as a combination for this song and this performance and this concept is kind of like with the peak, just based on what the people portray and can portray, right?
It's absolute bullseye based on the numbers. This is
Yeah.
yeah.
I was really I was thinking this will be a nice performance. Lol. But yeah, overall I wasn't really sure how they will change it up. And I think at the end it was very interesting because I guess they kind of got like, or the main aspect in the rearrangement, I guess, what was this like one e-guitar they added, right? So like to give it a more
Hmm.
slightly rock flavor.
Yeah, a bit of a rocky sound.
Not
Yeah.
that much, but this e-guitar like is really carrying over the whole song. So and like that was like very cool because I really liked it. That gave such a nice vibe. Overall, um, I still have to say I'm not the biggest fan of it. That's just cause I I one problem I have like with the original song is the that the chorus isn't that captivating for me. Like I think in the chorus there aren't that much highlights for me, and I still think the chorus parts were most of the time the thing at a performance where I was like, okay, it's not bad, but I would have wished more. The only thing where I was like super impressed or was really going with it was at the end, like the end with like the two high notes they added, and this like I don't know how to call this, but when they like kind of sing into each other, right? Um, and
Do you mean in harmony
it was kinda harmony. It was like
or do you mean ad-libbing?
it was a bit of ad libbing, right? Yeah, I guess it was a bit of ad libbing, where they're just like, yeah, we're singing pretty near at each other, and we're going higher and more powerful, right? To give it like a grand finale, more or less. That was very nice. I really liked the finale. That was super captivating for me. Um, the what I have to uh, give to Wiso overall was I really love to see a doing rap. I guess that was kind of the first time for me overall, cause even in Tomboy she made it very much more vocally what like the original rap was. Um, and in that performance it was literally more spitting the raps straight up, and I think she has a very just basically a very nice voice overall, because there are some people, if it especially come to rap, like they have such a bonus because the rap the voice fits so well just from based on the tone, um for me. And Rizzo is one of those people, like when she just has her like normal, maybe slightly deeper voice, I think she has such an amazing voice. And yeah, how she was spitting the raps there was very nice in my opinion. um
She was, I think she was especially good since she was doing the Jenny part
mhm,
because the way Jenny raps and the way Huiso rapped here wasn't that different actually.
that's true.
She really took that part. It didn't feel like an actual copy, but she did give off a similar vibe as Jenny does when she's doing this.
True. Yeah, I can definitely see this. um when like and I have to say like she did some vocal parts, she did rap, and she even like did a very nice dance break right before the end.
I guess you could kind of call her an all-rounder.
Right. So to quote someone, right, I guess someone said she can do everything.
Yeah,
And I mean,
she really
yeah,
can.
in that performance, like she showed everything, even if she like not got no like high note or something. She got to show something from every side, and that was super super cool. So to carry this over from the last one, I've just wrote down for myself Wieso MVP for this round. Like not round for this
Mm-hmm.
performance.
Mm-hmm.
Was very nice. And yeah, the high notes at the end were really, really cool. Like not just Faye's high note, Rena's high note also were very nice. Like overall, this rearrangement at the end was mind blowing. Super super cool. I guess it was just that the first two choruses for me were a bit like, okay, it's not like wasn't that captivating for me, and but the verses were nice, like with the rap and yeah, the usual singing was pretty nice. But yeah, overall,
I want to add to the high note part because it's true that they both did really well, but I really want to stress that this is because I feel like this is something not a lot of people even noticed, that Rena was really the one who did the second high note. Because Mnet obviously didn't give a fuck.
yeah, true.
Because we didn't see her at all. Like, we saw her only in a frame where we saw all of the girls, and only if you pay attention to Rena in that moment, you actually see that it is her who is doing that high note. Otherwise, you could get the idea that it was Faye again. And yeah, that's why that is really, really important to point that out, that Rena really nailed this part too. And not just obviously Faye, who was really in the center when she started with the first high note.
Exactly. And overall, that was it pretty much for me. One thing, there was like, I guess Boda or someone said, I hope she's okay or something. I guess I hope there's everything all right. I haven't even seen anything about it. Like, did something happen there? I don't know. But someone, at least the
I
subtitles
think
said it.
that I think it was during Faye's high
Right.
note.
And I was
Yeah,
looking and I was like, huh?
yeah, I question my. I think this is maybe something because she was so surprised, like, oh my god, is she okay? Wow, something like
Okay.
this. Because it's the only explanation I have. Because the high note overall was, in my opinion, pretty solid that she did there. So it's not like there was something happening, something negative happening there. So this is kind of the only explanation I have for this quote of Boda, actually.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice performance for me. A well start into the episode. And yeah. Now to you.
Yeah, I mean, besides the really stable vocals that they had throughout this whole pretty exhausting performance and the strong raps that I really want to point out, I want to say that overall I really liked the vocals overall. They sang well, and I felt like the parts that each of the girls were singing was really fitting their actual voices, or at least the way they were singing it. One thing though, Mnet, like, what the hell happened there with Whistle's mic? Because I don't know, it felt for me like they shoved her mic into her throat because you could hear every little breathing that Whistle did, which then, of course, kind of always overlapped with when she was singing, that kind of made the transitions between her singing parts kind of difficult to listen to, because you always had this in between. And if this would have been the case for all of the members, I would be like, okay, it's just the way it is with this mic type, maybe, I don't know. But it was only Huiso And in the beginning, a bit Sangha, if I remember correctly. But in the end, it was only Whistle, especially to this extent. And this was really bad from a production side of view, in my opinion. Especially since that kind of made Whistle's parts not her fault, obviously, but it made them a bit worse because yeah, it was so distracting and it overlapped with her singing at times, and this was a bit annoying. Yeah, and kind of drags down her performance, which is terrible because it's not her freaking fault. So yeah, that was unfortunate. What was really cool, I want to point out in the beginning, I liked this play they did there with all of the dancers wearing those wolf masks, and then the girls appearing, kind of like maybe the Red Riding Hood storyline in a way, because of the red cloth they were wearing on their heads. I like this little detail, even though I didn't see it like getting developed in a way, the storyline that they started there. But it was a nice beginning, definitely. And yeah, what do I also? I mean, the dance. There was absolutely nothing negative I could say about any of them. They all did really, really well. Maybe one thing I would criticize is that at some times, and there I once again go against everything the contestants have said about this person, Sangha's facial expressions were too much at times for me. At times I felt like she was trying too hard to be like fierce and sexy. It was a bit over the top. Especially in the beginning. Later on, it got better, but in the beginning, it was a bit too much for me, personally. But these are only minor things. Overall, I really enjoyed it, and what I really have to give to them, that was, in my opinion, the best version of the song I've ever seen. I would have preferred it to be a bit more different, like to set the song further apart from the original version. I really would have liked that. But they actually made it so that I enjoyed the performance, that I liked to listen to the song. I would still probably not, if this version was on Spotify, I still wouldn't put it in my playlist or something like this. But in combination with the performance, I really liked it. And it was cool to see how much passion and energy they put into this performance. At least that was my opinion. Because the crowd didn't seem to agree with me there. Team Shutdown got and I really have to say, devastating score of 152. And this was the first moment in this episode where I completely lost faith into everything that happened there. Like, what a load of bullshit is this? How do you justify this gap from the Shutdown team to, for example, the new team? I don't fucking get it. Like, the new team, I think I got 122 or something like this. 122. 222, sorry. 222 exactly. Points. 70 points. Where the fuck are those? Like, where is this big of a difference in anything? I mean, you don't have to be like me, who considers this performance better, actually, than the nude performance. But to actually come to a conclusion that it's that much worse, I don't get it. Like, not one thing about this performance makes me kind of think, yeah, okay, that could have been the case. No, there was absolutely nothing that, in my opinion, justifies this big gap in votings that they have got for this. So, next performance, because next performance is going to make me much more happy, right? Well, we'll see. Only one. Originally by Boa, and by far the performance I have been looking forward to the most. Like, none of the other performances came even close to this one. Why? Of course, because of the girls performing it. Kay and Son. And it was the same for the contestants, actually, because we saw them kind of, basically, let's say, they were simping over the audio they have heard prior to this performance. They were all looking forward to the only one performance. We saw that again. We saw Kay and Son being awkward with each other during practice. They talked about their warm bellies, touching each other, which was really adorable. I mean, to see the two of them kind of like being reluctant when it came to the really closely hugging, lying on each other when their bellies were touching and everything. In the end, they tried to improve their confidence in skinship with each other, with tying each other, against each other. Their hands, basically. I think it was Key's right hand and Son's left hand, if I remember correctly. And then they went on to have a little date with each other. They ate something piggish. I forgot exactly what it was, honestly.
I don't know.
But it was something that made Zone quite shocked when she heard that Kay was always eating it with milk. Which is something that you're only surprised if you don't know Kay. She has done it for a long time, and it has shocked people for a long time. And I never ceased to get tired of people looking at her with this completely confused eyes and be like, "You can't be serious about that shit." But she is, and she always makes people try it, always. And it's actually most of the time the same reaction. The people eat it and like, "God damn, you're right." God damn, you're right. So, the thing we all should learn from this is if Key's telling you something, you just believe that shit. Because it's true. Key only tells the truth. And this bonding experience actually led them to get a little bit closer and to improve their couple dancing. Or did it? My question for you.
It was pigs trotters, I guess.
Pigs trotters, yeah.
And eating them, and then right behind it,
chewing 3 times, and then while still having it in your mouth, milk.
Right.
Sipping milk. Yeah.
Sometimes. Oh man. I guess I have some weird eating behaviors as well, or eating combinations or something. But it's weird to imagine that this would taste that good. But maybe.
Trust Kay.
True.
Trust Kay.
True.
She would never lie to us.
But yeah. There we have something. If we are in Korea, then we have something to try it. Well, so the performance. I was pretty much looking forward to it as well, but I wasn't expecting that much in sense of performance actually. Cause I have to say, most of the times, the performances aren't that, or there isn't really that much what you put into performance writing, stage writing or something. I don't know how do you call this, but when you plan this, right? I guess there's someone who really tries hard, or a group who's really try hard to think about what could be the best to give a huge impression, with props and stage direction and stuff. And most of the time, for vocal focused songs, it's that you don't have that much of a performance. I have to say, I got overwhelmed by the fact how much they thought about this performance. It's literally incredible. First off, they did very well. Let it be vocals, let it be dance. They executed it very well. They were so in the sync. When I was rewatching it, I was just looking at it a bit, but overall, outstanding. You see definitely a hard training there, because I don't know, I did not see any flaw or something.
No awkwardness.
Right, no awkwardness, especially when they were hugging or belly touching. And they executed it very well. Stage-wise, performance-wise, I really liked the fact in like the first chorus, or around the first chorus, they had like on the ground interferences, like when when a drop drops on water, and then you have like the wave that's pulling out. And they had this like for every move they did, and that was super super cool. Like just to implementing that they are like dancing on water or something, and their moves are doing to those interferences were very nice. That was just visually so nice. I really loved it. And what I have to point out the next is that they even implemented, dance. I would say dance breaks, but if we just go with the first dance break, the one with like the mirror where the one sitting against each other, watching into the mirror. Still, I don't know really how they did it. I don't know if something like that exists. That if you like, it kind of looked like a kind of glass when you um when you take off the light, that it lost a bit on the mirror effect. It might be something like that, or it's something completely like technical thing, but I don't know actually. But I don't know how they did it, how they managed it, that it like could be pulled off that well, because Kay and Soon when were sitting against each other, or on different sides of like one.
Yeah, across each other on this mirror.
Right, mirror or glass, whatever it was at the end. um, and yeah, while like they were sitting in front of it and performing, it lost a bit of like the mirror effect, and you could see through, and they had to like imitate each other.
Yeah, basically, Kate turned into her reflection.
Exactly. Um, and it's very this is like very cool if you think about it. You have to be in like from the start you have to be in sync, but even if we don't see it that early, it has to like add on while they are doing this, when like the glass is going to be see-through and stuff, and it looked so clean. It was amazing. I really loved it. um I guess there were so much hours of training as well for this. Um, at the end, right, and even at the end, where I was thinking, okay, that was like the finale. They made amazing high notes. They made amazing harmonies. I really loved Sone's harmonizing there at some point, doing some ad libs. Actually, who like they were kind of changing up the like the harmonies at the end. Both of them were like executed as very well, but I have to say, for Sone, not really being experienced with singing songs and that high, right? Um, and like doing it the whole song along, always doing your best to yeah, like being like in a good harmony with like the voice of Kay. um it's not that easy, and she executed it so well, and I was just proud that she like could grow on like that so well. I guess Sone has grown so much through like this performance, right? Like with all the training and stuff, being with Kay. I guess she took so much out of this, what maybe, I don't know, like one or 2 years in trainee stadium could give her or something, because I guess that was such a new stage for her, like a new range for her to explore somehow. And with someone like Kay, who is like really confident in that and can give good advice at that, I guess she could grow so much for that performance. Um,
I think the main point of this is that she did manage to not like fall short during this performance in regard of her voice compared to Kay, which is not easy to do.
Mhm.
Not only because Kay is, well, her voice control is just insane, one of the absolute best in the entire industry, but she also has a insanely unique voice, which is difficult to really like to compare to. So in a song, when you sing together with her, it is easy to kind of getting pushed into the background by her voice, and Zone managed for that not to happen, in my opinion. I would still say yes, Kay's voice was the main event in the entire performance, but Son managed to not being something like just a sub vocal, but she had her own highlights. She stood her ground basically and managed to be a team voice wise, and not just basically a minion helping out.
Mhm. Yeah, I just wanted to point it out, especially because I saw like the line where Kay said um, like that she learned much from Son, like for dancing, right? And I guess it's just like the same from Son learned from Kay through like vocal stuff, sing and so on. And I just wanted to point it out because I swear she said it somewhere, sometime in that, but I guess Mnet just did not care enough for it. But yeah, I'm very sure about it. Um, Overall, after that part, after the last chorus, I was like, okay, this could be more likely the finale. Still, they were not finished with like the performance. They had like a group short performance as well after that. Where even stepping like in front, like to end the performance. And I guess one thing that was a very very nice move was overall the whole yeah performance topic was of course like this mirroring, right? And I guess the most impressive one of this was um when Zone was lying on the ground and they were like,
The shadow
right, the
dance.
shadow dance was like they had so what I've just love about it is you have like shadow, which is some kind of mirroring and is fitting like the only one topic. You have like just the mirroring itself. You have the water concept in which you mirror yourself. Whoever directed this performance like was totally into it. I swear. It's nice that you just got from everything something. It is in at my standpoint, it's so amazing. I guess there aren't that much performances which I would like put on top. And that's something, as I said, for something that's very, very vocal driven, because the song itself is very, very vocal driven. Um and so yeah, this is obviously my favorite performance in this round, and even for some shows, this performance is ranking very high. Because, as I said, it's not like there. I don't see things that the performance could have done better. It's more like it impressed me even more because I wasn't really known in what extent you can do this whole performance, and that's something I really love. Those are the performances that stand in my mind like for the longest time. And MVP would be both of them because they are only one. That's my take.
I feel like the producers watched Taeyeon's IMV to get a little inspiration for all of this.
Yeah, maybe.
It's cool to see that this entire mirror theme was also, yeah, you could also see this in the way they were styled, basically the clothing and the hairstyles, everything. They tried to make them look as much alike, basically, as possible, while still kind of keeping their own images. Like their clothes are not exactly the same, but they're close enough to see the storyline getting basically told through that too, while not trying to force a style on one of them that does not suit them. This was something I really enjoyed. There are some points where I think that you definitely could criticize, for example, this mirror part. It was super cool, and I loved the execution overall. But if you like really pay attention to it, you can see that they're not 100% in sync there. That there is a bit of a delay between the moves, that their reflections don't match each other perfectly, which is not critical in any way because it does not disrupt the performance. It does not like destroy the thought that is behind of all of it. It's just something that I think one should point out, because I always point it out for every performance. So even for one of my favorite performances of all time, when it comes to Mnet shows, I want to be fair there. So yeah, this entire, in a way, it had kind of a feel of cleanness, with those white outfits. Of course, this water/underwater theme that we have in the beginning, the mermaid thing maybe, or more siren probably in their case, which is always a welcome theme for me. Vocal wise, I think you don't really even need to tell much about it. I mean, everyone who has ears can listen to this and be like, this was absolutely outstanding in every way. And even like, there are really a lot of performances where I'm sitting and I'm thinking like, okay, cannot wait for the like actual highlight to see how this is going to feel, which is most of the time the high note. For this one, even though I knew K would be on doing it, it wasn't like this, because the entire rest of the performance was so right up my alley, was so amazing and close to being perfect, that I wasn't even missing at any point the actual highlight of the performance, because I was just so lost in every moment of it. It had something, kind of calming, this entire performance. At times even a bit magical, especially in the beginning. When I hear this first note of the song, of this performance, I am still getting goosebumps thinking about it. When they're lying in each other's arms, covering their eyes, and you just see their arms stretching towards the camera, interacting with each other. There is not a tiny bit of awkwardness anymore between them, which is so cool to see that they managed to come to this point, which is not easy, honestly, to do, even with a lot of training. Their facial expressions were on point. They never tried to do too much there. They knew exactly that this is a performance which is about the subtle moments within it, and not something like a shutdown or a nude where it was like more in your face. this was what I probably liked the most about it, that it was such a, in a way, so much slower performance than all of the others that we have seen. It was not a happy performance. It was not a performance that is like pulling you out of your seat to make you stand up and jump along, but it is a performance that basically that is telling a story, a performance that is like working on the emotional layer, and this may also be the biggest problem of this performance in the end, based on the actual rank voting that they have got, because they got 184 votes. And I already said that during the shutdown performance, I was really mad when I saw their rankings, but when the ranking for the only one performance was revealed, I was just furious, basically, because this is so unfair. This was the most complete performance of this, not just this entire episode, but of this entire show that we have seen so far. It was a performance where the most thoughts went into a performance that actually had something to say compared to all of the others. And yes, maybe a performance, and that may be the thing that kind of broke their necks in the end, that was basically made for the TV and not for the audience there, because the beginning is the best example for it. When you see them on this platform that was put higher. When I can imagine that when you're standing there in the audience, that you are not able to see them really well, especially in the beginning when they're lying down. Yes, the audience sees them on screens and everything, but I can kind of understand that a performance where the girls are running on the stage, are always on the same, basically on the same layer of the stage, that is kind of putting adrenaline into your veins, is something that you can technically enjoy more while standing there. But I do am quite disappointed in all of the audiences that attended this here, for the way it looks for me, not being able to distinguish the kind of the pure impression that they got through the energetic performance that are made for a concert audience, and the more subtle feelings that are getting created for performances like these. I am really sad that they did not seem to be able to appreciate the work and the thoughts that went into everything that we have seen in Only One, and were kind of blinded by the in-your-face performances of the other team. Would be really interested in the opinion of you guys, if you see it the same, or if you have a different opinion on this. It's just something that I have seen so many times by now on not just Mnet shows, but the survival shows overall, that emotional performances like these, in most of the cases, seem to fall short compared to these typical, these absolute typical concert performances that we've seen from other groups here, which is just sad in my opinion, and does not correlate in any way with the quality that this performance has actually had. However, the sadness of Kay and Sohn didn't last long, because when they entered the dressing room again, there was already a pizza waiting there for them, in which they could jump in and indulge themselves completely, which kind of raised the morale and the mood again, which made me happy to a certain extent. But I honestly, at this point, I'll be completely honest, I was at a state in mind where I was like, fuck every other performance. both that have been and that will come up. And this until today, this is still a thought that is like lingering in my head, how this was possible, that these points were able to be given to this performance, and other points, other amounts of points were able to be given to other performances. But instead of just teasing those performances, let's talk about them, because the next one is the Don't Call Me performance, originally by SHINee. And what we saw there were the other contestants actually ranked this performance the lowest based on those 1 minute previews they got to hear of the songs prior to the actual performances, which of course made these members sad and pissed, but of course, as always, a bit more determined to show them how wrong they actually are. Also, we had Miru struggling in practice to keep up with the choreo, but coincidentally, Yeon joined the practice studio while Miru was standing there completely alone, and trained her and taught her the choreography. What do you think about the situation?
It was.
I just wrote down here staged as fuck, but what do you?
It was very sus, cause even like this sentence, I saw you here, that's why I decided to help you. Dude, this was so in camera. Oh Jesus, legit. Like, I don't know, like I can see that this could have happened, that Ian could have seen her there, and of course, if she sees her struggle, she would help her. That makes sense. But even with a plot that's so relatable, Mnet messed it up with like setting up Ian like this. Jesus, bad. It's bad. Whoever did this, bad.
It felt so awkward when she entered this room. This was so. Oh, you are here. I can help you. Oh, really? Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, bullshit. I'm not seriously. It's complete. But okay. But she helped her, and it looked like it actually helped that Ian supported her there a bit. Also, what we saw, because this was not enough drama for the Don't Call Me team, we saw a little flashback to Wooyeon's I Envy You performance, because Mnet needs to remind us of what has happened there. Of course, this kind of makes sense that Mnet is trying to push this. I mean, I Envy You, a song from Taeyeon. A really, really vocal-heavy song of Taeyeon, and in the Don't Call Me performance, Wooyeon wants to 100% challenge the main vocal position, which is, of course, based on what we have seen there, something that other people's not would have seen happening. But it actually looked like the other members were really supportive and were like, yeah, you do it. You do the main vocal part, which is really nice in my opinion, because it, at least I hope that it gave Wooyeon a bit of confidence back to see the support of the other members there. And also we saw Wooyeon during a practice, basically the last practice before the big performance, standing on a stage nearby the main stage, where she has to perform a little solo part and then rush over to the other members during a little through a little backstage corridor. And my question now would be, did you feel a similar kind of rush running through your blood while watching this performance?
Well, I'm pretty much known for talking much, but not much in the sense of...
I thought simping.
Yeah, basically. But this time it could turn out a bit different. Why? So first off, something I have to put out is definitive I think the constellation is very, very nice. Like, the concept with like the people who are doing it, very nice. I guess especially like Zoa, Hien, and Yodoma are very, very nice.
Really short, your mic seems to have some problems at the
Thanks.
moment.
Okay, should we fix? Okay. Oh, Jesus, I hate that my mic is doing this. Okay. Did was everything understandable, or should I?
No, yeah,
Okay,
it
okay,
was,
okay.
It was.
Right. So I think those three especially like were fitting this concept very nice. But I guess all of them, like Miru, like of course is someone is in like the Japanese idol industry knows how to like have different concepts as well. And Uyon is just Uyon. So yeah, I guess concept wise was very nice. I have written here that the simping mode is activated for Seek of All Your Trash from Yin, right? Still in my head. I have to get better. I just learned it through that line.
You won't. Let's face it.
And I think in that like performance, Zoa was more or less stealing the camera. Like literally, I guess she was definitely like the one who I reminded like or remember the most. Just how she was literally killing this concept was amazing, and
Okay, this is fascinating.
it was insane. That's fascinating. Okay, but overall, right, they had like this one part with the piano where Yodom was like doing the dance break, dance break. That was very cool. Especially like with this piano tiles like app game like background was very cool. That was nice. But no, I have something like more. No. Actually, that was it. Okay, that was it. What does I have written down? And there's one prior thing. This literally felt more like an invested comeback stage. Like if you invest into a group, maybe not that much like a group on top, but if you are a group that's like kinder in the direction to be on the top, and your industry is like pushing into your comeback stage a bit of money or something, then you have a performance like that. And that's not enough. Like this, like especially after only one, where someone like with so much thought set behind it, and then you have this performance where someone was sitting there and was like, "Oh yeah, let's do this piano there for dance break, and we have this one part where Huyon can go to that stage." Oh,
that felt a bit cheap compared.
Yeah, exactly. And then, my working time is over. Bye. Something like that.
I mean, the question there would be, I'm basically with you, but I'm asking myself how much did the girls themselves. I mean, we know that they all had meetings with the directors. I would like to know how many ideas did the girls actually bring in, because if the case maybe would have been that they didn't bring ideas at all or good ideas at all in it, then that maybe then Mnet said, okay, if you don't bring something, then that's what you're going to get. If that is maybe the case, but on the other hand, if that would have happened, I feel like Mnet would have shown.
Yeah. Drama.
Them sitting there, not having any ideas. Basically like we had with the fighting girls.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does feel a bit strange. I would like to have more context there, if it was solely the fault of Mnet or not. But basically, I'm on board with giving Mnet all the fault. It's basically what I
Yeah,
want to say.
you can just continue because that wasn't.
All right, I'll just continue. Um, First thing, I really like the dance. The way they danced, their dance executions were really great. Especially in the parts that got a bit more, that went a bit away from the norm, I would say. Like, for example, Yin, and when she was standing on the dancers and stuff, that was pretty damn cool, honestly. With Yodom, this was one of the cases where I'm like, the idea was for me better than the execution. Because with this piano, it was cool, but the movements she did often did not really match with the sound of the piano that we were hearing, which kind of distracted me a bit. It's not like it's something super bad, but there was this difference between what I see and what I hear, and that kind of pulled me out of the performance a bit. But overall, it's a cool idea. For some reason, Ian's mic quality was strange at some points. It was worse than from the others. Once again, like, what the fuck, Mnet? Like,
She was hella quiet.
do your freaking job, seriously. And yeah, overall the vocals, I have to say, they were okay, but there was nothing that really stuck with me or impressed me in this performance, which is a bit unfortunate. Then again, I'm also not the biggest fan of the song, I have to add. And I did not feel like the song got changed to a point where I was able to forget the original. So this could also be kind of included in that opinion of mine. But overall, a problem that I had were the facial expressions. Because often I felt like the facial expressions weren't really on point, like they were either too forced or they were not suitable for the situation the girls were in. And this is something that I especially saw with Zoa. And that's why I said interesting before, because she started basically with this with the whistle memory lip bite, which that Whistle did in a Snap, which made everyone go crazy. And for Zoa, it felt a bit too much, in my opinion. It didn't. I didn't see the sexiness that you need to transport when you're doing a lip bite like this. It looked a bit awkward for me personally. And overall, every time when Zoa tried to go more into the sexy direction with her facial expressions, it always felt a bit off for me personally. But yeah, that may just be my take on this. Overall, it seemed like the audience was more or less satisfied with the performance, because the team Don't Call Me got a vote count of 201.
Yeah.
I was pissed, but that's just going to continue from this point on. So let's continue with something that may was able to raise my mood a bit, because the original song is a song that I really, really love, and that is Dance the Night Away, originally by Twice. What we saw was the producer or director meeting that we have not seen for the prior groups, where our girls were actually quite dedicated and showed that they put a lot of thought into this performance, how the stage could look like. Especially Yeonhee seems to have been quite passionate about this entire stage and this entire performance. I mean, when I remember the last episode, I feel like she was also the only one who was actually happy with this song,
Mhm.
in a way, at
In a
least.
way.
Compared to the others, at least, she seemed more happy with it, which is honestly not a big thing, especially with the Cherry Bullet girls, they were just completely pissed. But yeah, we saw that Younghee wanted to be the sub vocal one. Problem was, Bora wanted to be that too. And, well, if Bora wants a vocal position and you want the same one, let's just say that it's difficult to get it yourself. And Bora, it was interesting. She said that maybe a person that is good at singing live should do it, which I see where this is coming from. It sounded a bit mean the way she said it, because it was like, we all know who is good at live singing, Younghee. We all know, okay? And maybe this person should do it. It felt a bit like this. I feel like she didn't mean it like this, but maybe it wasn't the best choice of words that she went with there. And then we continued with a singing and dance battle between Bora and Younghee to decide who should take this part. And, well, shocker, Bora got it. Interesting thing, though, you know who the two people were that voted for Bora? Jiwon and Cheran.
I just remember.
I'm not saying to say it with the words of Yunjin, nepotism. But I mean, it felt a bit,
Like, I just remember the words of Jiwon. I'm going to be objective. I mean, you can,
I mean,
but don't say that.
I mean, it's difficult to me to say that she wasn't.
It's right. Yeah, right.
Because. But the thing is, the problem I have is when I look at what we saw of the singing and the dancing. Singing, Bora was better in my opinion in the practice. But dancing, I honestly felt Younghee more fitting. So for that part, I was kind of in between. But in the end, you all know me by now. I'm a vocal dude. So yes, in the end, I was also more towards Bora. But of course, the fact that G1 and Cheran voted for Bora just make it feel a bit, But yeah, besides that, we saw that the practice overall went pretty smoothly. Overall, that looked like all of them went fit into the parts that they got in the end pretty well. But there was one thing that I didn't really get, because I watched it for the second time again to just to make sure that I understand it correctly. But I think it was Bora who said that they would decide on Younghee doing the dance break. They said that Younghee would do the dance break.
Did they?
They did. And that confused me. Because of the performance that we actually got. Did maybe the same wave, the same tropical wave of confusion that hit me, hit you also during this performance?
I know she had a solo part somewhere. I can't.
Yeah, but it wasn't the dance break.
I can't even 100% remember the dance break, because okay, let's talk about it. Wait a second. So, dance the night away. Let's make it like that. I think first they did a very easy, simple, but well executed move, and that was adding like a tropical rearrangement to the original song. Cause I think this just adds more to it, especially like for making a performance more grand, right? Cause this tropical is like with those drums and stuff, it's just a bit more more aggressive is wrong, but a bit more powerful. And
I mean, it is, yeah. What it always does is it is a pretty easy way to make summer songs even more summery, more entertaining, more fun to watch, because you can just at times maybe even skip a bit of choreography and just interact basically with the crowd in front
Yeah.
of you, which with for arrangement like this, a tropical festival arrangement kind of feels right, you know. Then it doesn't feel like there is something missing in the performance, but it feels like, yeah, this is how it should be.
right.
And I guess that's why it's kind of a popular thing to do.
Yeah,
also.
yeah, I see it. Then this bubble idea in the beginning was very nice, and it looked cool how it. Okay, I wrote pooped but popped. Uh,
How it pooped.
so that was cool. And
I like poop,
poop,
better.
yeah, poop. And I have to say, overall, the stage, with the last stage, I had like a feeling of the stage being more like comic stage. For this one, it felt a bit more like a awards show stage, because it was grand with all these screens and many people, and you had a usage of like everything of the stage, and it was grand. It was definitely grand, yes, but it wasn't more than that. Sadly.
Yeah, I got the maddest flashbacks to the last season of Queendom of Yolin,
Okay.
of her Shake It
Yeah,
performance.
true. But at least she had like two stages, a top, like this top, right, in the back,
Yeah.
where she could work a bit. Um,
I mean, that was, in my opinion, still the best performance she ever has made. Actually,
so
yeah.
yeah. One thing, and there we can like, I guess it was when we were talking about this. You said this like when we watched it. That you meant something like, we don't have to. We don't necessarily have to like borrow into this part, because we don't need like a 4-time high note extend, right, for like that high note,
Yeah.
because it's like not the kind of song, right?
Yeah, Dance the Night Away is just not a song where you're flexing your vocals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was kind of with that. Still, she got it, and of course she can pull off those high notes as well. But I don't know why, but somehow at the end she changed the note, and I don't know why, because that sounded
Yeah.
unnecessary.
It felt, I also wrote down, it felt surprisingly unclean for Bora. Also, the note ends not just on a different note, which seems off, it also ends quite abruptly. Like, suddenly, boom,
Exactly.
it ended. And it didn't, like, fade out, or, like, something that we know that Bora likes to do, like, fade into a bit of vibrato and then fading out or something like this. No, it was just boom.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, weird.
That felt weird, and I guess that was something you were noticing like briefly in like the preview, right?
Yeah.
I had no clue, absolutely.
I heard the title and the preview was like, wait a minute, that sounded a bit. But I do have to say that in the preview, it felt even more
Okay.
off to me than in the actual performance. But especially with the knowledge that Bora was the one doing this high note, it was just,
Yeah,
you know, this a bit of a
exactly. And I
feeling.
was like, I was repeating it like 8 times. I was like, I couldn't just understand if it was like if she wanted it like that, or if not. I don't know.
Yeah, I had no clue if that's how they practice. I also asked myself that
Yeah.
question, but I can't imagine that being how it's supposed to be.
But yeah, that was the only thing where what like was not. Overall, the performance was nice and pretty well executed, I would say. They sang it well. Even like, no, okay, wait, I don't want to be mean, right? But I was even like slightly
Why do I only have to be the one that is mean? Come on, be mean.
Like even Soyeon really could shine kinda in that, because I guess that was just a song she was able to pull off, right? Even with not having like the longest training period. And yeah, she was just shining through this performance, and it was super super adorable. I really loved it. So yeah, I could see like it was a nice stage, but it was nothing more than just a grand stage. There wasn't, again, not that much that impressed me. Sadly.
Yeah, I'm kind of overall kind of the same opinion. The thing is with this performance, it was just exactly what I expected. Like when I saw Dance Night Away, I was like, okay, how are they going to rearrange it? Yeah, they're going to make it a bit more bubbly, maybe festival here, like this style. It was just the easiest thing to do. Which does not necessarily need to be a bad thing, because I also think that it is overall, it's a good performance. It is fun. It is nice to look at. I think if you're there in the audience, you could have a lot of fun seeing them shining bright there on the stage. So, pretty cool overall. But the vocals were, overall they were good. I was satisfied with them, with a few exceptions. Like, for example, Cheddon. Sometimes I was not as happy with her vocals as I hoped for, actually. I felt like she wasn't really that stable. There were a lot of times where I felt like there was too much air in her singing, which was a bit unfortunate. Even though Dance the Night Away is not exactly a song where you need a really like powerful, packed voice, but it still felt a bit off. But to say something really positive, the bubble intro was really nice. I really loved this. The way Bora was lying there, and then this also with her index finger, how she did this boop, was super cool. How did the poop? How the bubble then disappeared behind her. Super cool effect, just overall. So props for Yeonhee for thinking of this. Yes. Overall, I have to say, I think that actually Yeonhee was my MVP for this performance. I think she really suited this. Every time when she was in frame, I felt like, that's completely her style. She's singing this nice. She's executing the dance nice. Which is another reason why I was a bit sad that she didn't really do the actual dance break. Because Bora did it well. Like, there's nothing I can criticize about it, but Bora was main vocal and did the dance break, which is something the other girls, the contestants, in their reactions also said. Like, Bora does dance break too? Like, she does everything. This was just a bit weird. Like, why would you push Bora so much in the center? Like, Bora is already in the center basically in every performance she does. She always stands out and shines with the vocals and the high notes and everything. So I didn't quite get why she was also pushing the dance break. I would have liked to see the reason for this decision, because, as I said in the parts before, we saw that they decided on Yeonhee to do it. So that was a bit strange for me. I didn't understand it, and it's so unlike Mnet to not show something like this, which is weird for me. But well, the dance break was nice. Bora did it really well, and overall, it was a fun performance, but nothing that I will remember. Let's say it like this. And the audience had kind of a similar opinion. They voted 166 points for Dance the Night Away. And that concluded the remix battles. Even though there was one more thing that was kind of strange about the Dance the Night Away performance, because before we got the points revealed, the 166, they had the audience leave for reasons. And I watch it too. As I said, I'm always watching it multiple times, and this part especially often because I try to get it. Because later on, we see the audience again inside of the building, like inside of the venue. And I don't get this part. We will talk about this more later, but just as a little teaser, maybe you can already write it in the comments what happened there. But they asked the audience to leave before they revealed the Dance the Night Away performance results. That we know. Okay, more to that later. Now, the actual rankings of the remix battles are as follows. On position number 6, Bullshit. Shutdown. On position number 5, Dance the Night Away. On position number...
4.
Wait a second. 4, Only One. On position number 3, Don't Call Me. On position number 2, we have Fighting. And on position number 1, that's why I was confused, I didn't write down number 1, was Nude. Maybe because I was so pissed. Could be.
No.
Now, before I once again start into my crying and complaining, what do you think about the ranking?
Like the ranking is shit. It's basically shit. It's like I can't understand it. I cannot like I see the point where you say like only one maybe not being that impactful. When you like, I can't even say that because you have screens there as well. So maybe it's just that you, if you are there, you literally don't want to watch in just the case if there is a performance that's maybe like just getting better portrayed through the screen. You are still not watching at the screen because you are there live and you want to watch the stage. It could.
I thought you would say maybe you don't want to watch good performances.
So maybe like that. But overall, I still don't. I can not see a point where this like where only one not is the best performance. Objectively, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, but yeah. It really objectively is the best performance. And no one can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, so I don't know. And I think as well, like having Don't Call Me on 3? 3?
Don't Call Me on 3.
Is dude, what the fuck? It was a simple performance. Like there wasn't really that much into it, and then you have like performances with Shutdown, where you like use so much of the stage, where you have even more interacting with like background dancers, interactions with your members itself, and so many different formations. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Sus. Sus.
You really have to say the only way I can kind of explain everything that happened here is Mnet rigging.
Again.
I'll be completely honest. That's basically the only way that this kind of ranking can happen for me. Everything else is just so far beyond me. Like we already said, only one not being on 1 is of course the one that hurts me by far the most. But the one that I actually can't understand the most is Shutdown, because for only one is. There I have at least this thing where, what you also talked about with what I already mentioned, that this may not be a performance that people want to see live for whatever the fuck reasons. But Shutdown, imagine you're standing there in the crowd and you see that Shutdown performance. Like, this I don't get. Like, not one thing about this I can get how this can be ranked so insanely low. How this can be on the last position in my complete high key biasing simping aside. But seriously, I just don't get that this was a good quality performance. It was a performance that is, when you're there, that is really getting you pumped up, that is fun to watch. You have great dance breaks. You have dancers a lot that are also filling the stage. You have, I mean, the song itself, Shutdown. I don't like it, but a lot of freaking people do. A shitload of people that like Shutdown. And it's just a song that when you see live, that is not letting you sit on your ass, but makes you want to jump up and move along. Like, nothing about it, and there was not one of the people in this group was bad in any way. Like, they all did at least really well, if not extremely good. So the only thing I can imagine is that the audience also heard that shitty microphone of Huiso.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, fuck that.
Bad.
But besides that, I'm sorry. No.
Oh, this microphone.
Not
Worst
possible.
performance now.
I wouldn't even be surprised, honestly. I've seen so many shit by now already in Mnet shows that if... yeah.
Mnet.
What would be your ranking?
Okay. Mnet just can't rank, but I can.
We'll see about that.
It's obviously not your ranking, because I don't have like this high key bias thing. No, but I guess it's,
which is a mistake on your
end. It's
end.
just a preference, cause like for me, number one is only one. I have to give it to only one. And I said this even like when I watched it the first time. And for that, it wasn't maybe like, I guess it was like, I was so impressed by it, but I wasn't 100% like, okay, this will be one for sure. This was something I just realized when I watched it the second time. But I was still saying, objectively, this is like the best. And I just have to see if on a personal level, I somehow would put something over it, but no, only one, literally, chef's kiss. Followed by second would be fighting, cause it was just enjoyable, totally my type of performance. I was so driven by it. Every second was fun. Every second was exciting. I don't know. Like, I could watch it over and over again. I'm still such a huge fan of Nude, so of course this has to be like behind fighting on spot number 3. I really love this performance. And after that, pretty close after Nude is Shutdown. And I guess that's mostly just cause Shutdown for me had like those, some little parts in the chorus where I kind of lost it a bit. But yeah, it's obviously just a personal thing. And for the last two, I was really fighting with me again, because they were kind of on the same level. But when I watched it like the second or third time, it was obvious for me that Dance the Night Away would be still over Don't Call Me. What maybe not, like, because it has little nuances more than Don't Call Me, because Don't Call Me literally, I don't know, dude. It was just a performance. I wouldn't say it was bad, because I can watch it, but if I go like on some, I don't know, CLC live stage or something, maybe, I don't know, I would like have the same feeling, if you know what I mean. And so it was a bit, I was expecting more, basically that. And so Don't Call Me would be number 6 in that case. What about yours?
My number one, I think I'll just keep it short. Number one will be only one. Number two will be. Will
Will it?
Number two is fighting. Number three is shutdown. Number four is nude. Then Dance the Night Away, and the last is Don't Call Me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I would say like this.
It's accepted.
Actually, because the thing that kind of dragged down Shutdown for me was really those mic problems annoyed me a lot. This was unfortunately really not cool, and fighting was just so fun and well executed, and you can watch this over and over again. You just don't get sick of it. So it should get a proper ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Before we jump to the next part, there was one thing that really broke my heart, because we saw Huiso saying, "For the first time in my life, I ranked last." And I just want to address all of the people who have been there and voted this ranking. I hope you feel absolutely terrible. And this is what you have done to Huiso.
I mean,
you have to live with that.
I mean, I can relate on that point for her. I bet in school she always ranked one as well, in any aspect. Be it get picked in sports or visual in class.
Huiso's number one should be number one in everything.
Okay.
Okay. Now that we have had that, after this we had a little. Well, that was a bit strange. Also, we got a little insert video where we basically got all of them saying that they have absolutely no friends. Like every of this contestant looks like has no friends at all. Like especially idol friends. And afterwards we got some videos of them slowly growing closer together, and Mnet showing us how big of friends they got through this show, yada yada yada. Can't wait to see all those non-existent interactions after the show. As always, basically. But yeah, but I don't know. I always see idols happily like interacting with each other, saying, yeah, I met with this idol in my free time and with that one. But when you ask them who their friends are, they always say they don't have idol friends. I don't get the life they're living, but here I am just being a mortal dude sitting on my ass, being still salty. Now, let's leave the saltiness behind. We won't, but let's try. Because it was time to introduce the next battles that are going to happen, and this time it's going to be the all-rounder battles. What are the all-rounder battles? Well, in the all-rounder battles, we will get two teams. We will get Team Queendom and Team Puzzle. The winning team will get 20,000 points, and how all of this will happen, basically 2 of the girls will get drawn via random, and then they will stand on the stage, and the other girls will then be able to stand behind the person they want to be, in a team with. And the interesting thing about this is it was a live puzzling in front of the audience. And this is where we go back to the thing that I don't understand until this point. During or after the Dance the Night Away performance, the audience had to leave. The points got revealed. And now they got the audience back into the venue to do the live puzzling.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Why not just reveal the freaking points when the audience is there and then get all of the girls on stage and do the live puzzling? Why send the audience out and then get them big in? Because, I mean, we're talking about, let's say, I don't know, 250 to 300 people. Still don't know how many, but let's say 250 or something like this. 250 people. You have to get them out of the venue. This takes time.
Yes.
Then they're outside, talking about the shitty rankings they did. And then someone from Mnet has to go to them and say, okay, now everyone back in, please. Then all of them go back in, go to their seats and everything. All of this takes time. Now my question, did Mnet for some reason need the time? And even if they needed this time, why not just let them sit there in the venue and just let them wait and play some music while they're waiting there or stuff like this? Or were they like, okay, the audience taking a break for some reason? But I mean, they can just, I would boldly assume that if they need to use the toilet, they can just go. Because if you send 250 people out and all of them then need to go to the toilet, that will take time. That much I can promise you. So this is something I completely did not understand. What kind of planning was behind that? But I kind of liked the idea of a live puzzling in front of the audience. And the two girls that got selected first were Yoongi, and she then joined Team Queendom, and Kay for Team Puzzle. After that, as I said, the girls were randomly chosen, and then they could decide, do they want to join Kay or do they want to join Yoongi? The first four joined Kay, which was sad.
Yeah.
Because this felt like physical education in school, when you had like the people that were voted very last were still standing there and like, okay, who wants to take this person? You? Nah, you take him. No, you. It just felt a bit disgusting, so perfect for Mnet. So, yeah, but in the end, we got actually teams formed. And the next thing we saw were all of them meeting together on some kind of balcony terrace thing, where they were sitting on two different tables. Obviously, they were sitting together with their respective group, with Team Queendom and Team Puzzle. And then it got even more interesting. At least after they were finally able to eat something. Because then they got to finally use the benefits they won in the previous round. The puzzle rights. And this time the puzzle rights were as follows. The four girls from the new team, all of the girls were able to choose one person from the other team to join their current team. To decide who would be allowed to vote first and who last, that was decided via random. And that was really important because if the first person chose a member, the other person could say, no, I want to keep that person in my team and basically pull her back, which is exactly what happened. Because we got Wiso getting voted into Team Puzzle and right afterwards getting voted back into Team Queendom. Then we got Jiwoo actually getting voted into Team Puzzle, and we got Yuki getting voted into Team Puzzle. So, in the end, we had a constellation where Team Puzzle had 2 members more than Team Queendom, which is not good. And a perfect opportunity for drama. So, what did Mnet do? Mnet said, okay, you girls in the puzzle team now all have to vote for the 13 members you want to have in your team and the 2 you don't. But that is not enough. They also had to write reasons for that decision next to all of the freaking names. And that was kind of disgusting, actually. So, in the end, we had them standing, always 3 girls, if I remember correctly, standing right next to each other and filling out those forms with names and saying, nah, I don't want this member, I don't want this member. This, I think we can switch out this member, and so on and so on. And in the end, the two girls that were voted away from Team Queendom were Sujin and, that was freaking heartbreaking, Jiwoo.
Mhm.
So Jiwoo got basically voted via the puzzling right wildcard from Nana into the team, and then got right after kicked out again.
Oof.
I felt really bad when I saw that. Boah. What was your opinion on this entire process of voting into a team and then kicking the girls out?
It felt a bit like a mess, just decision-wise. I guess all of them were just in a situation where they thought like, oh, damn, I don't want to do this kinda, but they had to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess there were some weird decisions as well. But overall, it's something you can expect, especially from Mnet, right? And it's a bit spicy.
Yeah,
And for our
yeah.
perspective, we have to say it's kind of entertaining because it's so hard what happened there, you know?
It is absolutely entertaining because it's like you're watching an accident,
Yeah.
you know? It's like you at some point you don't want to look at it anymore, but you just
Yeah.
can't stop. And it hurts and hurts and just hurts. And yeah, in the end, Team Queendom consists out of Yeonhee, Soyeon, Juri, Dowa, Huiso, Son, Ellie, Miru, Cherin, Jui, Faye, Jiwoo, and Sujin. And Team Puzzle, we have Kei, Nana, Bora, Woyoung, Doa, Jihan, Jiwon, Yeon, Suyun, Yeorum, Rina, Sangha, and
I
Yuki.
just want Jiwoo to outshine everyone there, so they get mad that they have put her back away from it.
I would like to agree on you. Unfortunately, I'm really rooting for Team Puzzle. I really love this team. But I do, I see where it is coming from. Poor Jiwoo.
Yeah.
Poor Jiwoo, seriously. You do not deserve this girl. Don't take it too hard. But how are they, and especially Jiwoo, going to show Team Puzzle that they made a terrible mistake? It is with, as we already said, the all-rounder battles, and how they will actually look as it follows. The two teams will battle each other in 5 rounds. In each round, you have one team battling the other. So in the end, we basically have 10 battles for 5 rounds. We have 3 of those 5 rounds being vocal rounds, and 2 of those being dance rounds. All of those will be basically one-on-one battles. So one group from Team Queendom versus one group from Team Puzzle. To decide which song they are going to perform, they had a little board in front of them, and the 2 members with the longest legs in each team, being Rina and Jiwoo, had to race towards that board and place their symbol, their sticker on the song that they want to perform. So, in the first round, we then got Team Puzzle, who chose the song Rush Hour by Crush, and Team Queendom will perform Weekend by Taeyeon. So these 2 songs will be up against each other in the first round. And, well, what do you think about this? Because I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of the song selection.
Like the only thing is, I've seen Rush Hour many times in like the last months as a performance, but just mostly covered by male idols. I don't know if maybe the female idol might fresh it up. It's a it's a decent song. But like I don't know what to expect overall. Like if they're changing up it to a certain point or something. Taeyon's Weekend is like as well a nice song, but overall, dude, like it's not. I mean, it's at least not a performance song. So I don't know if they will do a performance or if they will just standing on mics or something. But on the other hand, Rush Hour is a performance song. You can actually do a well-made performance too. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of depends how you see it. Weekend, of course, has one of the most choreos of a Taeyeon song, actually. But I do get it. The thing is, Weekend is a super calm and it's a super, super, super calm song, and not exactly a song to to prove your vocals or something like this. Despite being a Taeyeon song, it is a pretty unusual song for Taeyeon overall. Weekend, and I really like Weekend. It's a great song for me, and Taeyeon, I mean, favorite singer of all time for me. But honestly, I wouldn't have put Weekend in there. I would have chosen another song of Taeyeon. I don't know if they were like, shit, we can't do I Envy You anymore because of Wooyeon, because she already did that. But, there would have been so many other songs of Tae you could have chosen for this. Weekend is going to be a super simple, cute stage, definitely. But if this is going to be a performance that you will remember, that I'm not so sure about. But
maybe
we
get Hip Hop Weekend.
Based on the preview, I'd say no. But one can hope. Next up, we have for Team Puzzle. They chose in the ballad section the song If We Ever Meet Again by Lim Won-young. And for the Queendom girls, we have the song Hopeless Romantic by Big Naughty.
Yeah, decent, but not my favorite ballad. So of course I would have wished for else. So for once I listen on my own or something. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I am a ballad hardcore sucker. But I'm extremely unsatisfied with those two songs. I'm not like, they are good, but there are so many better ballads out there. So many outstanding, amazing ballads they could have chosen from, and we get those. Well, you can make good performances, vocal performances out of those, definitely. I'm looking forward to them because I love ballads, as I said. But I am extremely unsatisfied with this song selection. And the last vocal songs that we got were for Team Queendom, Time of Our Life by Day 6 and Wannabe by ITZY. The only thing I want to say to those two picks is we had the chance to see Event Horizon. That's all I want to say about this. Event Horizon is one of the best songs, seriously, K-pop has ever created. And they don't choose it! Okay, we're getting the best ITZY song. And I love ITZY. But the saltiness over not having Event Horizon is overshadowing, unfortunately, everything for me. What, however, makes me a bit positive, again, is that they said they want to be a rock version of Wannabe. And a rock version of Wannabe is freaking amazing. You can ask Kepler, for example, because they've already done that. On Webtoon Singer. And this is actually the best Wannabe version I have ever heard in my life. So I can really recommend it to you all to check it out. But yeah, I'm salty, as I've been through the entire episode. What do you say?
So for me,
But Time of Our Lives is great. Don't get me wrong, their songs are great.
Wannabe is my second most favorite ITZY song. But the thing with ITZY is, I have the feeling like ITZY songs are so often just rearranged into rock. Like literally, we have like Mafia in the Morning. What was rock
I would love original rock song from ITZY.
I can imagine it. So
that would be so
but yeah, I think I'm very fine with the selection. Cause Wannabe is an amazing song. Event Horizon would have been nice. But yeah,
I still don't understand, by the way, why Event Horizon wasn't in the ballad section. But hey.
dude, that's
sure.
dude. I don't even. Did you check again what the last songs were? Was it famous or popular songs, or what was this?
No, okay. I didn't check that again.
Jesus.
No.
I want to know because this looked so random. But
yeah, it was really. I didn't.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I guess the most anticipated for me is like the Wannabe performance, cause I can just imagine a performance out of this, like a performance, right? So yeah, let's see.
Oh, I have to correct myself. The one I'm looking forward to is actually If We Ever Meet Again, for reasons. But more to that later. Next up, it was time to decide on the songs for, or the dance battle performance. And here, it is quite interesting that we got, or that we will get, original songs for these performances. The song names are Bad Blood, Overwater, Web, and Glow Up. And how they are distributed is via a dance battle between the girls, which was so awkward. Because the music started and literally no one wanted to step on this little stage they prepared there. They were all just standing there in their teams and like, yeah, someone has to go now. And literally no one wanted to do that. At the end of the day, Bora took the initiative on Team Puzzle and took the stage and danced. Entertaining, I would say. I don't know if on this planet a dance style like this exists that she showed us there, but it was really entertaining. It was cool, and the execution was quite well, I have to say. Like Bora did well, and definitely managed to intimidate the others. Because for the others, it took quite a while for anyone to go after Bora. But then in the end, Yeonhee took her heart and was like, you know what? I'm showing you why I was supposed to do the freaking dance break. And then she jumped on the stage and cut, and it was over. So we don't know how that went. But we will see next week. Then we will also see what songs they actually, or which group will perform which song. So who will perform Bad Blood, who Overwater, Web, and Glow Up. After this, it was time for even more original songs, guys. Because we already got introduced to the Queendom semi-final songs. And those 3 songs are Puzzlin', IDGA, and the song I Do. Puzzlin' is produced by Youngkay from Day 6. IDGA is a song produced by Bobby, and I Do is by Ryan S. June. Now, what is your first impression, opinion on Puzzlin'? Let's start with Puzzlin'.
I like the Ryan S. June.
Ryan S. June.
So, Puzzlin', I have like listened to the songs a few times, but I mean it's still just a little preview, right? But I guess Puzzlin' is like It's okay. It's decent based on like what we've heard. We have heard a very huge amount, I would say, because like I don't know, like I guess around about 20 to 30 seconds, something like that, right? So it was
30 seconds, I think, is
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
And I guess that's like it's one of those more laid back songs where you can get into, but it's not something that will that's definitely not something that will get me totally off guard, I guess.
It sounds it's suspiciously close to Weekend, honestly, by Taeyeon
Yeah,
sound wise. And feeling atmosphere wise, super
yeah.
close.
It's exactly like it's kind of in the genre, maybe a bit more girly-ish, but I don't know, maybe like a bit more, you know what I mean, in that direction.
Mm.
But I don't know. I guess it's a fine song. It's a decent song, but I don't think it will blow
Yeah,
me away.
the problem with the song is if it really is like Weekend, then it's a difficult one because for a song like this, you really have to create your own little highlights in a way through the way you deliver it, through the way you are singing it, and kind of emphasize certain parts with your voice, which is something Taeyeon does in Weekend. But if I, for example, give Weekend someone else who isn't able to do that, which is the reason why I'm so anxious about his performance, it turns into a pretty boring song, honestly. And this is something I'm scared of for Puzzling to happen. Because in this little snippet we got here, it was completely lacking any kind of interesting parts. Didn't feel anything from the guide version that we heard there. So I really, really hope that this is, at least through the girls that in the end are going to sing it, as getting some kind of interesting
Yeah,
highlight parts. Because right now it's just boring
it
and
really
kind of
depends
flat.
how like who is singing in there and how are the producers using their voices, especially in those parts where you have like those harmonizing parts, right? If you have more
Mm.
vocals, like not just one singer there, you have more, you can do something with this, right? But yeah,
I hope they
yeah.
have to. Next up, we have the song IDGA by Bobby. What do you think about that
I
one?
don't give a I don't um
I don't give a.
I mean, actually, when I was like listening to it the seventh or eighth time, I kinda got in groove with it. It's catchy. It's actually catchy. It's actually catchy. But the problem with this song is I really need to like need to hear the whole song. Cause I really like this chorus, what we got, as like as it is, but it would be nice if the song around it is slightly different. So like the typical K-pop thing, you have a totally like different chorus than yeah you would have
Then the
like the
verses, yeah.
verses, and I guess that would make the song pretty amazing potentially, because yeah I think the chorus is kind of catchy in my opinion.
Okay. I don't. The chorus was. I am sorry to say this, but for me it sounds terrible. Um, I hope that it only is due to the guide version, and that in the end the girls that are actually going to give the song the live and going to give the song live, and I'm going to give it character, are going to kind of carry me over this part and maybe turn it into something I will actually enjoy. But this, what I heard there, I completely did not like. The song overall felt for me personally like pseudo cool, like wannabe cool in a way. which I did not like. But then again, I feel like with the right members, this could be something that could actually turn into something that really feels cool and not just like someone desperately tries to create something cool. Yeah, the vocals, the way the song was sung in the guide version, I did not enjoy at all. So there, once again, my hopes lie on the girls that in the end will actually do it. And instrumental was pretty uninspired in my opinion. This is something I feel like when I check out hip hop instrumentals, I'm getting around every freaking corner, which was a bit, yeah, boring for me. And overall, I felt a bit of a, yeah, I felt remember to the fourth gen of K-pop in quite a lot of parts, and not the good parts of the fourth gen. So I'm quite anxious about IDGA, even though I'm still looking forward to it because, yeah, with the right people, it could turn into a good song. But so far, I'm highly skeptical about it. Last but not least, I Do by Ryan. What do you think?
That's such a Ryan is June song, basically. A huge focus on a catchy chorus. I guess that's something where he really puts much focus on. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. I would say it's nothing like for the part we've heard, but yeah, sometimes that's enough. Like if you have like a catchy chorus, that does not really need any more highlights to work, at least from what we have heard. That's overall a good sign. It's like, I guess it's just the standout girl group comeback song.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing. It is a complete typical girl group song. Which I have to say is positive for me because I like girl group songs. Shocker, I know. But so in this regard, it was definitely my favorite of all of them. Even though here also have to say it wasn't creative in any way. I didn't hear anything new besides that I really liked the wedding march.
Yeah.
In the beginning. Da 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 da. Why I like this so much is not only because it is because it brings a bit of creativity into this entire thing. To sample songs like these and put this into it, I'm not necessarily a fan from because there are a lot of songs where I'm just annoyed by this. Here, I like that it added a bit of carefreeness to the song. It made it a bit more creative. It made it stand out a bit, and this makes me hope that the entire performance is in the end going to be fun and entertaining if we have something like this included in there. Plus, I have never heard the wedding march getting included in a song like this, and that was kind of cool. I like this, so definitely I do my absolute favorite of the three.
Like the choreo even is nice as well. Like this, like it's very funny and has some slightly adorable parts. I'm very, very excited to see who is pulling this off, who the people wants to see in those songs. I'm really excited. I want to see.
Yeah. And who is going to put into the songs is completely decided, at least the way it looks like, by us, by the viewers. Because we got to vote via the app for 7 people per song we want to see performing it. I unfortunately did not have the time to do the voting. Did you do it?
I did it.
Nice. Then please tell me, who did you vote into I Do?
But just to give a little disclaimer, I voted And 2 days or something when I was preparing for the podcast, because I did no screenshots once again, and I wanted to do them before the podcast, and I did not found the votes away after a short time, like 2 days or something.
Okay,
It was so stupid. And then I was sitting here and was like, oh shit, I need to do it again. And I wrote them down for me. Something I have made immediately, I guess I was starting with I Do, because I was listening to I Do, and I was like, okay, this is 11 out of 10 Ellie. And I was putting Ellie into this. Then I thought about who could voice-wise fit there for some main vocal stuff, and I was like thinking about, would I put K into this? Would I put Bora into this? But I think I would put Bora into this more, because I think her voice color fits this more, or would fit it more. Then I have Yoni in it, I have Uyon in it, and Nana, because, I mean, they are kind of for those concepts as well. I have Judy in it for some spice up of the vocals, and Chian, because Chian will totally embrace this concept, I guess. So yeah, those are the 7 I chose for it.
Okay, since I was not able to vote it, I will do it on the fly now, in a way. Let me go through the contestants. I would probably put into it, and note that who I'm putting into this is also based on the fact that this is by far the song I like the most. So, and there are songs where, at least, I'll be completely honest, I say it right away, guys. For Puzzlin', none of the girls that I like a lot I want to see in the song, because I cannot see the song getting like really, really good. So I don't want to waste them, kind of. So for I Do, I like Ellie for the song. I would agree with that. I would actually put Rina into it, because I want her to be able to show this kind of style. This is something that she did not do, really, until now. Not in the show, not in high key. But it's the closest that kind of comes to the pop performance of her. And I'd like her to be able to show everyone that she can completely nail it. And to make people finally forget that high note. Like that one thing that was not perfect about the performance. I see Nana there, actually. I can imagine her in there, definitely. I'm kind of torn between Kay and Bora. The problem is, will there be something to do in IDGA for any one of them? I don't know.
I had a thought about it, but I will go to this later.
And the thing is, if there is something where you can actually need a main vocal for, I would probably put K in IDGA. So I will just risk it and put Bora into I Do. And besides that, yeah, probably I could imagine G1 fitting into this. Yonhee I would like. And maybe Soa. I think I would like. I could imagine Soa being in there. I don't know if I have 6 or 7 now, but this is more or less who I would put into I Do, probably. Yeah. What is your pick for? Your. What are your? Jesus, it's too. I'm sorry. It's so warm in here. Like I'm nearing the 40 degrees. No shit.
Yeah.
It's what?
Next one is IDGA. I will start with
Who
that.
did you vote into IDGA? Now that's
And there I had once again the immediately pick where I was thinking this could make the song for me better than like the guiding version, and something I had in my mind immediately. And I want to see Yin there because I think Yin can pull off this I don't give a what so well. That's totally her thing. Because of her voice, I really, really see her there. I can see Yuki there once again because of her voice. And yeah, then we have like this topic once again with like having a main vocal there, and I guess Kei can. And like if I look at how she could pull off a song like Snap, I guess she can pull off like being a main vocal in a kind of that song with more hip hop flavor there as well. So I give full faith into her there.
I mean, K is not the problem there. The song is the problem.
Yeah.
I only hope that it actually has parts where a main vocal is needed.
Yeah, I guess it will, but we have to see overall, right? We have to see. But I would see her there. Then once again, I made it with like Nana and Uyeon in Idol, and I will do this time with Wiso and Rina in IGA. Okay, I have K and Wiso now into IGA, so I hope there is enough space for vocals. This would be amazing, but I just want both of them to totally like I don't know. I guess this could be this constellation is like so nice. We have huge rapper, we have like huge main vocals. The song just have to give the opportunities for that. And I think like Riso just killed me with those concepts until now, and I want her to see in like a more hip hop darker concept again. So show me. And then I have Sohn in there and Yorum, because this will round up the fact that this like hip hop song will like need a good stable of dance skills, and I guess we have enough now in this group who can like dance amazing, like with Sohn and Yorum in there, and who can pull off a concept like that. So yeah, that would be my 7 for AGA.
Okay. I would go with K. Huiso, Faye, Sanger, Yuki, Son, and one more girl. Yin.
Okay.
I think these would be my 7 for IDGA. In those 7 hands, I lie my faith to make a good song out of this. You can do it, girls. Believe in me.
Nice.
And who did you vote into Puzzle?
So Puzzlin, I have thought about some vocals that might fit there. I thought about Suyun because Suyun can go high, and the song is high. Like it's 24/7 high. So yeah, I have seen her there. I have put Midu into Puzzlin. I have put Sujin into Puzzlin. I have put Jiwoo and Jiwon into Puzzlin. Soa and cause this is spicy, yeah. Cause I want to see her in something like that. That's the most spicy pick. But I want to see Doa into Puzzle. I want to see her into that concept. I want to see her there. Yeah.
Ah, shit! I forgot. Yeah, I want to put Doba in IDGA.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, that's most likely like right. What you would expect for her exactly. And I was thinking it's like I want to spice it up a bit. I want to see her in Puzzle.
The thing is, Puzzlin would go then more into the direction of AOA Cream for me, sound wise.
Oh, true.
And I was never a fan of AOA Cream, so that's why I don't choose that. But okay, interesting. Boy, yeah, it's for me. This is really difficult. I would probably the rest of Weekly.
I see that.
Which is free. Then Judy.
Oh, I see that as well.
Yonhee. Who else do we have here? Give me a second. Then probably Chadin and Midu. I think that's 7.
Okay.
So that would probably my puzzling girls. At least the very first impulse I have when looking at the lineup and the song styles. Please, guys, also let us know your votes in the comments. Would be really interested in knowing maybe there are some twists and turns that no one expected. At least none of the two of us. And also let us know your favorite. Am I completely wrong with my opinion? I probably am. And tell me why Puzzlin' is the best song out of the 3. So write it down. And why do you love IDGA so much? Please let us know all in the comments. And now we have the preview for the next week. And the few notable things about this is that, and that is no big surprise there, we will get performances next week. And something that completely hooks me, and that's the reason why I'm so pumped, why I'm the most pumped for the performance of If We Ever Meet Again, despite me not being the biggest fan of the original song. The two girls performing it are Bora and Kay. And this was the one formation I have been begging for since it was announced who would participate in Queendom Puzzle. Bora and Kay together, mind blown. Freaking mind blown for me. I can't wait for this.
Always get served this man.
This is
always.
Yeah, that's my freaking life in K-pop. Yeah, I'm always getting it. So we will see how this is going to turn out. I expect a complete vocal overkill. So
something nice.
Let's see.
Definitely.
Hopefully, I mean, I hope that their voices will blend well together. We will see. Maybe, and then I will be sitting there like, that wasn't it. We will see. Probably not. But let's pretend like the possibility exists. And of course, Rock Wannabe.
Yes.
Rock Wannabe. Pretty damn excited about it. Is there something else you're this was basically what was kind of noticeable for me in the preview, but was there besides the preview something you're looking forward to, especially in the next episode?
Yeah, I don't have something special to add there, because I don't know, the previews are like pew for me. It's amazing. Always.
Maybe something that wasn't in the preview, but did you just looking forward to overall?
That's what you meant. Overall, actually, maybe a bit like to the dance performances overall. And like if, like it is, sometimes I am really curious if like they will sing the song, if you know what I mean, not live, but if they will like record the song with their voices, that would be.
I expect that they
a nice thing as well. I would love to, like, because there were like songs I would like to hear them singing this. But yeah, no, I have no specific things to look forward otherwise.
Okay. One thing I'm looking forward, because I'm a sim for the original, is Weekend. The Weekend performance.
Oh, for sure. Of course you have to.
Because, I'm excited. Now, guys, last but not least, unfortunately today, no Fashion with Tengu. We didn't get graced with a new style, but next week we will. And it could be difficult for me. That much I can tell you. My brain is already working hard. Just thinking about what we saw in the preview. Now, last but not least, our votings. The votings, the regular ones, so the 7 girls that we want to have in our final top 7, in the final Queendom Puzzle top 7, after all of the remix battles. Now, how does your top 7 look, and did something change?
Of course, they did change something. I have like put in all 6 performances into like the decision for this week, and I my picks are Son and Key, Nana, Chian, Wiso, Yin, and last but not least, who was the first one I've picked there, Ellie.
Good. You learned. Really nice, really nice. Okay. My top 7, there was also one change, actually, for me. So I have Rina, Wiso, Kay, Jibon, Ellie, Boda, and Son. Son made it now into my top 7, and Nana left it.
That's not okay with me.
I know. Believe me, it hurt. When I was sitting there like, shit, I needed to put Son in there, but I was like, shit, who do I remove? I can't remove you. And then in the end, yeah, it fell on Nana, unfortunately.
Okay. I need some days to get used to it, but
Yeah. It was a difficult decision to make, but the heart, the heart did what the heart had to do, and yeah, I just needed to support Son after that insane performance she did there. Yeah, so these are our top 7. Guys, please let us also know yours in the comments below. Would really be interested. Did something change for you after the remix battles, or did everything stay the same? What do you think about our picks? Tell me how terrible wrong my decisions are/were in the past. All the members that are wrong in mine, or absolutely right, of course. Which is more likely, let's face it, guys. We all know that we know that I'm right. No, but seriously, let us know. Your opinions would be really interesting to know. And I think with that, we can conclude today's episode. Despite all the saltiness that has built up in me during this episode, I overall really enjoyed it. Especially the performances, because all of the girls worked really hard and did a great job, and I can't wait to see the battles next week. This is going to be really intense. Okay, now thank you guys so much for your attention, and I hope to see you next week to the next episode. Then again, guys, it will be released on Monday. Thank you so much for your attention, and bye.
Bye.